Hey guys, let's talk a little bit about level 1 eater habits and level 2 eating habits. Now, we've asked you to assess what you want your eating habits to be. Now, this doesn't mean that either or is wrong. And actually, we want everyone to be level 1 eaters, not just for practicing purposes right now and simplicity purposes, but because that is the foundation from which any other diet strategy you want to go in. Okay. It is the foundation for life. And so, what we really want you to focus on is what you can stay consistent at, or what you want to build to be consistent at. So, for a lot of people coming through the challenge, that means they may have been starting at level 0 and not thinking about adding plants to their plate. They weren't even aware of what protein sources that you were eating on a daily basis. You weren't drinking enough water, over calorie beverages, and you were just kind of aimlessly just eating and not planning ahead. This means that you need to be acting level 1. Okay, because if you're not habitual in adding any kind of plant to your plate just yet, it doesn't mean that you need to go to level 2 just yet. Okay, so the main thing with level 1s is you are focusing on adding in the good. That means that it doesn't matter if you pair a protein with your plant. Maybe you just randomly ate a banana throughout the day. You may be thinking, oh, well, that wasn't a compliant meal because you didn't have a protein source. Not necessarily. When you're filling out that meal compliance chart, as a level 1, it's pretty much as long as you are not like eating bombs of meals, then you're probably good. If you are choosing foods that are whole foods that come from nature or lean meat sources, then you're in the good. You had a compliant meal regardless if you paired your handful of peanuts with an apple. It's fine. You can eat those separately. Now, and that is where a lot of people like to live, because that's a stress-free way to eat, because you're just adding in the good, and you're going to have a nice foundation for a healthy life and a good quality of life at that. Now, the difference between level 1 and level 2 is because goals change. So whereas a level 1 is trying to probably lose just a little bit of weight, change their eating habits, change the quality of their food, and add in the good, which will move the needle drastically in the right direction for a lot of people, level 2s have probably been living at that level 1 of intuitively eating whole foods for a while, and they probably started to exercise more. And they want their body composition to change in a specific way, probably because they're exercising more and trying to build muscle. So with that, when your body changes, your nutritional needs are going to change. And you are going to have to be a little bit more intentional with how much food and the combinations of food that you eat during your meals, just so you get more bang for your buck. Okay, so level 2s are going to be more intentional about which type of protein sources they're going to eat, because they're going to want to get enough protein through the day to help their muscles recover from the work they put it through. Same thing with carbohydrates, your plants that you're going to eat. That's going to be a more intentional choice, whereas a level 1 may have wheat bread in a sandwich or something like that, but it has plants all in it. Where a level 2, they may choose more of like sweet potatoes or something that is a little less processed. Not saying that wheat bread is bad. I'm just telling you the difference. You're going to learn a little bit more about those differences in the coming weeks. But as far as compliant meals for level 1 and level 2, the main thing that you need to think about is, if you're level 1, you are compliant if you're eating whole foods. As long as you're not throwing honey buns or cupcakes or pizza all up in the mix, you're probably having a compliant meal. Level 2s, you're gonna want to try to nail in those habits that we have set. And it's not necessarily that those habits are like the hard rule for everyone, those are guidelines for you to try to start building towards, that something that works for you. So as a level 2, you may be fine with 4 meals. You may need 5 meals. Who knows? But the main goal is to eat enough to help your body recover from the work that you put in that day if you did a hard workout or something like that. So level 1 and level 2s are different in those compliance charts that we gave you to fill out. But the main takeaway is level 1s don't have bombs, but you're just adding in the good. Regardless if you have a protein with your plant or whatever, if you have a protein by itself, that's fine too. Level 2s, you're gonna wanna try to represent all those meal habits within your meals to be a level 2 compliant. I hope that clears a little of the confusion up about those meal compliance charts. They're really, really useful and to use. So keep filling out those food logs. You're gonna get one of those meal compliance charts every week. And remember, you can bounce between level 1 and level 2. It doesn't matter. It just depends on what kind of week you're having, because this is all practice. I want you to think about that as practice and not something to stress about.